I just wanted to point out an interesting pattern that I noticed. So, when Christians go and they like give the gospel to people, or they like share Christianity, what they're doing is reenacting the story of the Garden of Eden, and they're trying to give you knowledge, at which point you feel shame and you go, oh no, I'm naked. Right? They tell you this truth. Open your mind to these bigger things. If you go, oh, this makes sense, you deem yourself as insufficient. Shame. You need clothing. You need to work on it. Remediation. Right? So when a Christian is evangelizing, they are introducing you into that narrative story arc starting at Genesis. And then it's this it's this fractal pattern. It's in other systems. Like, it's happening all the time. It's like anytime that you ingest new information that changes how you see things, you get this pattern that plays out. Pretty much the entire Old Testament is, in general, the war that a person wages against themselves. Like when they wake up and find themselves to be insufficient. It's the Old Testament's like the schizophrenia of the spiritual path. And then you have this mystery of the New Testament of somehow synthesizing or integrating all of it to where it's the solution is different, right? And that can happen once, it can happen again, it can happen again, it can happen again. Right, so this pattern is like fractal, and it's truth within truth within truth within truth, and each time you get this either Genesis thing or you get this Christ thing in terms of how it is that we deal with truth. Like even like if you have a scientific truth, do people see that and do they sacrifice their careers, right? Or do people figure it out and they go to war, with the entire establishment? They go Old Testament. Or they turn into prophets, right? It's just a pattern of how people deal with truth. You could go, this is a metaphor for truth. It's a truth about truth. Is it really true? It seems so, right? At very minimum, the gospel is the truth about truth. That entire story is the only way you can make it untrue is to somehow change it, somehow live differently than that. It seems impossible to escape once you see it. And it's this pattern replicating. The truth replicating, or the truth incarnating. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with that, but I think it's interesting. Like when somebody does that, when somebody shares the truth, they are handing somebody the fruit. You become the snake when you evangelize. And you're handing somebody the truth, the knowledge of good and evil, right? Here's the gospel, especially the Western Christianity thing of like the moralized gospel, the right and wrong, the sinners and saved. Like that type of evangelism is, in their own mythology, the role of the snake. Attempting to pull these children of God out of ignorance in some way. And by de facto precipitate a fall, a flood, or a baptism, where you're immersed in the truth or whatever. It becomes culture, it becomes establishment. I don't think it's even necessarily bad that they're the serpent, but I think from the very beginning, the fact that they don't recognize this and say it, I think is very sneaky. It's like how the serpent left some things out. To get the truth to be accepted. Presented just certain aspects of the truth. And when you have a being doing that, no matter who they are, you're looking at the serpent. Like, this is the source of creation. Genesis is the source of creation. So you have the creator of the trees. People can assume that position if they think they've created a belief system or whatever. And then you have the ignorant, the created but incomplete